I know a lot of you guys are probably seeing in the title and the video and everything like that, and you guys are saying, Chase, are you for sure doing this Impact Wrestling review? Are you back to doing Impact Wrestling reviews? And frankly, yes, I am. The reason being is I see a lot of you guys via the Q&As ask me a lot of TNA questions, and I'm all cool with that because I do still watch Impact. But I figure if you guys really want to hear my thoughts on TNA, I might as well start doing more TNA videos on my channel. I mean, I am an overall professional wrestling channel. Not only do I do MMA, basketball, and NFL videos, I also like to do the professional wrestling videos. And so I decided, you know what? Might as well get back into the swing of things. Might as well talk about that good old Impact Wrestling, brother. Even though Hulk Hogan's not there anymore, but might as well talk about it again. So without further ado, let's get started on this Impact Wrestling review. I love the opening segment to Impact Wrestling this week. I felt TNA did a good job with this because you have Kurt Angle come out, hypes up the whole card. He pretty much just hypes up the whole card. Then afterwards, he calls out Willow, the alter ego of Jeff Hardy. Willow comes down to that ramp. Kurt Angle pretty much just says, look, I understand why you're Willow. The darkness inside of you, Dixie Carter made Willow. But I want Jeff Hardy. These people want Jeff Hardy in the Battle Royale tonight. So are you going to be Jeff Hardy? Because I know Jeff Hardy is the toughest competitor, and I know Jeff Hardy can get the job done. And so pretty much it sets up a storyline later tonight. Not only did we get our whole match card that we're pretty much going to be seeing and getting excited for, but we're also getting a good storyline progress for tonight where it's like, is Jeff Hardy going to come back? Or are we going to still have Willow? So that was something interesting, and I got to give TNA props of getting me interested in the first, 5 minutes of their show. And that's how long this promo went. 5 minutes. It was short, sweet, to the point. There wasn't 20 minutes. There wasn't a long bunch of execution, not a lot of run-ins. Really liked it. Good job, TNA. Very, very good job on your opening promo. The Wolves versus Magnus and Bram. I liked this match because it was a nice little opening match, to get me a little bit hyped up. Didn't went too long. These teams didn't really do a lot of moves against each other. The Wolves end up retaining, and it seems like we might be setting up a Bram and Magnus versus Wolves feud down the line. Would I be interested in that? Yeah, possibly, especially because TNA's tag team division is pretty much a desert wasteland, and you could possibly use this to where Wolves and Bram and Magnus, they're having a bunch of matches, and then while you have it where the bromans are jobbing out to whatever teams that you're trying to build up. So I'm fine with it. Even though I'm not really interested in seeing Bram and Magnus succeed, I'm not a huge Bram fan for anyone who can't tell. I do like Magnus, and I feel Magnus should be in the singles, competitive side of things. But hey, it is what it is. Solid opening tag match from Impact Wrestling. Really liked it a lot. I really liked this Bobby Roode and MVP promo. I really thought it did a good job. I feel it did a good job building up Bobby Roode as a sympathetic babyface, and I feel it did a good job building up MVP as an arrogant heel. Even though we got that completely corny, because MVP was in a wheelchair, and we all knew he could probably walk. Even though we had that corny storyline where it's like, oh, MVP's in the wheelchair, Rude's going to get him now, but it's okay because MVP can walk just fine. He doesn't really need a wheelchair. Yeah, oh my God, I can't believe MVP can walk. Even though it had all that corniness, I kind of put that to the side because it was like a nice little moment where we had the heels in the middle of the ring and Lashley, Keen, and MVP, and then we had Eric Young and Bobby Roode on the outside, and this is good. This is how you build good baby faces in professional wrestling, where a baby face has to go overcome all these damn obstacles to reach the objective, whether it's, against a personal bit of rivalry or for the world championship. That's what makes babyface rides entertaining. Not when a babyface is dominating every single time, but when they have obstacles and journeys, and the heels, they look powerful. And let me just tell you guys something. MVP, Lashley, and Keen right now, Kenny Keen, they're probably some of the best heels in wrestling today on mainstream TV. That's just the truth. When it comes down to mainstream TV, these three guys right here may be some of the best heels. I know that's pretty sad to say sometimes, but it's true because the way TNA's booking them of being so dominant and being so destructive, and how these guys can actually get shit done by themselves. Really digging this, like I said, Bobby Roode and MVP feud, and I cannot wait to see what they do down the line with Roode and MVP. This is definitely a feud that has my personal interest in it. I like what TNA did for me to get excited for the X Division title match between Austin Aries and Sonata tonight. You have Austin Aries, talking about how he's going to win the X Division title and he's going to do option C like he invented. He's going to win the TNA World Heavyweight Championship again and nothing's going to stop him. And then afterwards, you had it where Sonata was being talked to by James Storm, and James Storm was saying, I like you, kid. I really think you can do good stuff here. But do you want to let the Great Muta down? Do you want to let your mentor down if you don't retain this X Division title? You have a chance at greatness. Take advantage of it. I really liked what TNA did here with building up to the tension for the X Division match. Now, as for the X Division title match, I thought this was a good match. And I just want to say to all the people who consider this a great X Division match, please do your TNA history. Go watch AJ Styles versus Amazing Red. Go watch AJ Styles versus Jerry Lynn versus Low-Ki. Go watch Maverick Matt Bentley versus Chris Sabin. Go watch Maverick Matt Bentley versus Kazarian. Go watch Sabin versus Petey Williams. Go watch Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles. Go watch Samoa Joe versus Daniels. Go do your X Division history before you call this one of the greatest X Division matches ever. This is not a great X Division match. This was a good X Division match. This is what I expect from the X Division on TV. And I understand, yes, the X Division has been shitty. And it's been piled up with shit that we have not been able to be entertained in a while. And this match finally entertains us. And so we're going to put it on the level of great. This wasn't a great match. This was just a good match. There have been better X Division matches in the past. And it was surprising to me, so many longtime TNA fans, especially, the people who do TNA reviews on here, were calling this a great X Division showcase. This is a great X Division match, probably one of the greatest X Division matches. And I just had to shake my head to that. Because for someone who's been watching TNA since 2002, I know great X Division matches. This was just a good one. I enjoyed myself watching it. Great high-flying action. But I always wondered, I understand why TNA gave it to Austin Aries. Fine with that. I like Austin Aries. But why not let Sonata keep it? I mean, you're doing Bound for Glory in Japan, and yes, I know Bound for Glory is in October, but why don't you try to hype that up to the Japanese fans that, hey, Sonata, he's going to Destination X, and he's going to cash in his X Division title, and he might enter Bound for Glory as World Heavyweight Champion. Why not try to build that up a little bit? Build that up to the Japanese audience that, Sonata could be a world champion here in America. He could reach a huge dream that most Japanese superstars can't. Be a world champion on a mainstream American program. Holy crap, why don't you try to build up that story? I think that would be a really good story for them to build up. In my personal opinion, I just feel like if you're going to Japan for Bound for Glory, why not have Sonata, be X Division champion? And, if he wins or loses, it doesn't matter, because if he wins, all right, that just gets the Japan fans excited to see one of their boys enter Bound for Glory as a champion. Or if he loses, you build off great heel heat from Bobby Lashley, like saying, oh, here's the guy that made our guy lose. I'm mad at that. I just felt it would have been better if you let Sonata keep the belt, because, hey, why not? I'm fine with Austin Aries, like I said, winning the title here, no problem, because I do like Austin Aries. But I think the better story involved in the long-term success for Bound for Glory would have been if, Sonata was the X Division champion. For the Bully Ray and Rhino segment tonight, this was my least favorite segment on Impact. I really did not care about it whatsoever. I honestly did not care. I was just sitting there and saying to myself, watching this segment, looking at EC3, in the corner. When EC3 finally talked, I said to myself, why are they making this program just to build up Bully Ray? I understand Bully Ray is going into your TNA Hall of Fame. And I understand you want to make him look as strong as possible so his induction seems very glorious and very grand. But in all honesty, I'm just saying to myself, you're just using this whole storyline and segment just to build up Bully Ray as a babyface. This isn't helping EC3 at all. Rhino's not going to be there for a long period of time. If he is, oh my God, that's pretty bad. But, this is just to build up Bully Ray. This is no way in shape and form helping EC3 as a character or as a heel. And that's my problem with this, because I like EC3. He's one of my favorite characters. I figured that you would probably want to, build this guy up, make him into a good heel for your company. But instead you bring in Rhino, and then Tommy Dreamer comes out. And it's just like, God damn, how many times do we have to see this ECW invasion? What is this, TNA's third time doing a storyline like this, where ECW is invading or something like that? Or, the ECW guys come back? Don't get me wrong, I know a lot of fans love ECW. But I feel like times in wrestling have changed, and we don't always need to go back to the ECW well just to get, the pop. I don't think you need to do that. I mean, I'm fine if you want to go to the ECW well once in your company's career. I'm fine with that. If you're a guy starting a wrestling company and you want to go down to the ECW well just for a nostalgia pump once in your life, that's cool with me. But look at what WWE did when they brought back all these ECW guys and they tried to make ECW into a brand. it didn't really help out all that much. I don't understand what TNA's fascination is of wanting to do these ECW type feuds. Is it just because they're going to New York City and they want some huge pop from all the ECW guys like a Rhino and a Tommy Dreamer and whoever may show up? Probably so. But you know what? I just didn't really care for this promo segment because, like I said, I just feel like this promo segment is there to build up Bully Ray and not there to build up EC3, who I really think they should be focusing on. When it came down to the Knockout Fatal 4-Way, I thought it was a fine matchup. Gail Kim retained. I was more interested in what they were going to do with the Brittany and Madison Rayne feud, if anything, in this match, and I didn't really feel like I got a lot of Brittany versus Madison Rayne feud development into this match. I could care less what the Beautiful People are doing at this point. I just feel the Beautiful People has run its course as a women's faction or women's tag team in TNA, especially since there's no Knockouts tag titles. I don't see the point why Velvet Sky is all fine with working with Angelina Love again. In all honesty, I just didn't care. In TNA, I hope you can do good stuff with Brittany and Madison Rayne for me to actually care, even though I disagree that Brittany's the heel and that Madison Rayne is the face. Just please work on that feud. As for Gail Kim winning, it is what it is, but solid Knockouts Fatal 4-Way match, but nothing to write home about. Even though that this Battle Royal was totally telegraphed and TNA spoiled it many weeks ago that Jeff Hardy was going to win, and it was telegraphed via the TV show that Jeff Hardy was going to win, I liked the little segments that they had of, Willow wearing the mask. Oh, he's going to be Willow still. Oh, he's holding the Willow mask. Oh, is he putting it back on? Like, I really liked those little television segments that they had, and it was nice to hear Jeff Hardy again and see Jeff Hardy again. Like, don't get me wrong, I liked the Willow character when it first debuted, but I just lost interest in it. I just couldn't care less about Willow whatsoever. So, at the end of the day, when I saw Jeff Hardy, I was just like, yep, I'm happy to see him again. And I knew he was going to win this Battle Royale, just based off what the television show was telling us and based on what TNA told us many weeks ago. But what I did like in this Battle Royale is how they used this Battle Royale to help out other feuds. I mean, we had Bram versus Abyss get a nice little rub here, where an Abyss came out to attack Bram. I don't care for Bram versus Abyss that much, but hey, at least, they're addressing that feud there. You're addressing the Bully Ray versus EC3 feud, or the Bully Ray versus Dixie Carter feud, or the Carter family feud. You address that here in this match. You're addressing the Bobby Roode and MVP feud. I mean, you had it where Bobby Roode had a nice little promo video before the match, and he was saying, like, he's going to win this Battle Royale. He's going to win back the TNA World Championship. He's going to become TNA World Champion, embarrass Bobby Lashley, MVP, and Kenny King. I really liked that, and I liked how Bobby Roode got eliminated in this match. I really felt TNA did a good job here with that. And what I liked the most was the final two of Jeff Hardy and Eric Young. I mean, let's face it, these are some of the best faces TNA has on their product. I know that sounds sad to say that Eric Young is one of their top faces, but it's true. He's one of their top faces on the TNA product, and it was cool and refreshing to see two top faces going at it. I mean, TNA could have gone to predictable, oh, here's the dominating heel, here's the Kenny King versus the Jeff Hardy type of deal, but instead they went with two fan favorites, and, I like that. And, it maybe had some fans probably polar opposite and saying to themselves, like, I want Young to win or I want Hardy to win. I really liked it. I felt TNA did a good job with the final two booking here. Jeff Hardy ultimately wins by eliminating Eric Young. This is a way to make Jeff Hardy look strong too, because let's face it, say what you want about Eric Young's character and everything, but he is the most recent former TNA World Champion. He's the last guy to hold the belt besides Bobby Lashley. Jeff Hardy hasn't held the belt for a long time, and it's good to see that Jeff Hardy can beat someone and that he is competitive, like Kurt Angle was building him up to be the whole night. Because Kurt Angle, remember, he was saying the whole night, Jeff Hardy is the most competitive guy on the roster. When he's Jeff Hardy, he's at his best. Eric Young's just a former TNA World Champion. Jeff Hardy has not held that TNA World title in a long-ass time, so you prove that point where he defeats an Eric Young. Say what you want about Eric Young's character and everything. He is a former TNA World Heavyweight Champion, and they did a good job solidifying that the Jeff Hardy is the right move for Jeff Hardy. Not Willow, but Jeff Hardy. And I love the stare down between Bobby Lashley and Jeff Hardy during this at the end of the show. You have them stare off. You get really excited for their match for the New York City tapings. Is this a match that everyone's going to be watching? I don't know. I don't think this is really that big of a blockbuster match of Jeff Hardy versus a Bobby Lashley, but I felt they did a good enough job to kind of get me a little bit excited, to see these two go out in the ring. So kudos to TNA on that. Overall, I felt Impact did a solid job this week. I found myself entertained for the first half of Impact, and then the second half of Impact, I was kind of like, kind of just like whatever. But the Battle Royal main event did a good job, though, picking up the slack for the second half of Impact. Really liked how they placed this show. I felt the show flowed pretty damn well. Even though I wasn't entertained for the second half of the show, I felt the flow of the show was really nice this week. I'm really excited to see what Impact will do in New York City, especially with the six-sided ring back. It's going to definitely be an interesting time when they're in New York City for the next couple months because they taped way far in advance. So I'm really interested to talk about those shows for sure. What did you guys think about this episode of Impact? Comment down below your thoughts. Did you like this episode? Did you dislike this episode? Are you excited for next week's episode, which will feature Jeff Hardy versus Bobby Lashley for, you know, the TNA World Heavyweight Championship? Leave all your thoughts about this episode in the comment section down below. Give this video a big thumbs up, especially since I'm reviewing TNA again. Give it a thumbs up. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at ChaseOffer68. Check out my website, Chillin' with Chase, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more wrestling, sports, and everything else on this channel. Anyways, guys, I'm out of here. Hope you guys enjoy your day. Peace!